supposed to be an answer. I think
Shami Masech the Ma'aser Daf Mem Gimel and Alf Nishmas Gita Vasavama Shchaim Yitzchak Shchaim Ben Yitzchak Chana Rezel. Let's go to Fur Shleim Rivka Min Bas Chayesa Fur Shleim Hayavram Ben Rivka Fur Shleim the Nishmas Lei Malachai Ben Afam Yehuda. Let's go over the Gemara, Rabbi Say, in the middle of the Yom. Mem Gimel and Alf Zara B'Churva. He planted in a churva. Churva here means doesn't have a roof. So let's see, only the roof is the issue. Ve'avia shlish, and it grew whatever he planted 1/3. V'sichach hagabov, after the planting of 1/3 ripe, then he puts a roof on it. Sichach hagabov. Whatever grows after you put on the roof is chayiv. Why is it chayiv? Because chuv is chayiv. Why is the chuv chayiv? Chuv is not a bias, and it's a soda. Then it's considered a soda. So therefore, whatever grows from that soda is chayiv. Even though now the soda was converted into a house, it's not a soda anymore. But it doesn't matter. Whatever is now growing is growing in from something which was chayiv. Growing something which is chayiv as the halter b'kiva. Here, in this particular instance. Before he said not like that, so it's a punkt faket. But here, by the chuve, he holds that it's chayiv. Adat the Rabbanon argue with the Rebbe Kiva, and they say at the surface is potter. Why? Because the surface is like a new entity, and it's growing now in a bias, because it has a schach on top, it has a roof on top, it is potter. What steht weiter? Zora bebayis, what's punkt faket? If he started out not in a chuve, he planted in a house, which is potter, because it's not a soda. The hever aschach, and it removes the roof, so now it has the din of a soda. The hever aschach was sichach agabav, adat Rebbe Kiva, at the surface potter. According to Rebbe Kiva, he says you go bust the rishon, and the rishon was what? Bebayis. So you go bust the rishon is in the bayis, so maybe at the surface, whatever grows onto that rishon is going to be potter. Even though now, he took off the schach, and now it's considered a soda. And at the Rabbanon, at the surface chayiv, the Rabbanon say you go boss hashta. Now you took off the roof, and now it has din of a soda. You chayiv. B'chala came machlokes of Kiva Chacham, and also by Chala the same machlokes of Kiva the Chacham, which is much more complicated by Chala. So before we get into the Chala part, let's look what the Rambam and the Raiva say on this member. Elon, this is Perik Aleph Hilchos Ma'aser Halacha Yud. Elon shenotei b'seich habayis. Doesn't say chuva, not a chuva. He says Elon, which planted a tree in a house, is poter min ha'maises. Poter shenema aser ta'aser as kol tuva zanacha hayoytza hasoda. Has to be yoytza hasoda. A house nishka hasoda. The mele is poter min ha'maises. Sure. This is the Gemara. That's how we understand the Gemara. Look at the Rambam and Isaac. Yirali is one of the what? In trouble. Yeah. Rambam says Yirali, it gets complex. Sefer Yira. There's a sefer called Sefer Yira. Explaining. No, not the Sefer Yira explaining whatever the Rambam says Yirali. Who's mind the Rambam? Who's the Yirali? And what Yirali, the Chayr is the Pshat is the Rambam doesn't have a Meferish Raya. When he says Yirali, he's like Mesupi. He says like this: But Yirali, Shu Chayiv b'Maises Midareim. It's not Tazach, right? Because it doesn't say in the Gemara that you Chayiv Midarabon. It says you potter. It's not a bias. It's not a soda. It's not a soda. It's potter. All of a sudden the Rambam comes up and says, but that's only Midaraisa. Midarabonon Chayiv b'Maises Midareim. What's the raya? Sharei te'ena ho'imedes b'chotze. We have figs that are in a chotze. Chayiv la'aisa perisel im osan kachas. Chotze is mechuyev. The osan kachas yechuyev. That's the raya that it's chayiv midrabanan. Look the Ravid. Look the Ravid quotes the whole Rambam. Ami Avram lo nirali. The Gemara. It doesn't agree that it's Chaim and Rabbanan. The Gemara, the Mice is Perikei Halacha Dalit, into the Gemara, it brings into the Gemara. Shenechletu Rakiva v'Chachamim. Because the Kiva v'Chachamim Tvui Shavi Shlish B'Yad Goy. So that's the Gemara in Nefton B'Suya, right? That's the Gemara we had over here. Hefke v'Hegdish B'Suya Machlekes Akiva Rabbanan. Machlekes Akiva Rabbanan on these three things.
The opposite way.
Yeah, the opposite way, exactly right. So the Iver of them, B'Yad Goy, B'Suya, U'Machra L'Yisrael, Nachamol. Shenachal B'Kiv Ra'Chacham B'Tvua Shehaviyah Shlish B'Yad Goy. 1/3 was by the Goy, B'Suya, U'Machra, then the Goy in Suya, in Syria, right? He sells it to Yisrael, which is soon going to happen, Mustama, right? There are going to be all kinds of transactions in Syria, right? A lot of the Yidlach will make a business in Syria. Soon going to happen. B'Suya, U'Machal Yisrael, B'Isifa, and it's Moisif on what the guy had. Let's say the guy had one shlish, and all of a sudden he decides, Kimtan on a Yidl, and he wants to buy from him, and he sells it to him, and it's Moisif in the Shus Yisrael, the B'Kiva also was a shlish Rishon, and you bought it, because by the guy in Suya is bought it, B'Chamim Azli, Bosa Shlish Achrein, Chom Say Yechayev. Ayim B'Oise Shmuya, Zuk the Raiva, Tia Kikyon Der Sugya. So what do we see? You put the Chom Say, Azli Bosa Shlish Achrein, and you go Bosa Shlish Achrein, and Yechayev. Araya Shehevi, Mechotze, Eine Klum, the Chotze, Shenote, or Sheniza, Hainu Soda, Loyoid, El Mikve Nami Kol. The Raya, the Rambam is bringing from the Chotze, that you Taina Mez Bechotze, Yechayev La'asa, you have to give up Mises from the Chotze. So he wants to say that's a Raya, that it's a Drabonon. So the Raya is a Shkaraya, for boss, Eine Klum, so it's good Shkaraya. The Chotze, Shenote, or Sheniza, that's a Soda. That's not for Soda. Don't say that Yechayev, you know why Yechayev? Because the Soda, not because the bias, right. And the bias with the Rabbanon. So that's the, yeah. Eloid, Beloyoid, Elamik Benami Kova. Make the Moed Gerai. He says, not only is it the nice, what's the din of a Chotze? We learned, ganze Sugis, wir haben gelernt, ganze Blätter here in Masechta Meises, that a Chotze has a din of a bias. If about the Chotze has a din of a bias, it's Keveya, it makes it Chayev. Other Rabbis, the reason for a bias, by Meises Keveya is the Chayev. So what are you telling me that I'm saying over there, Chotze is Potter, and the Meises only Chayev, no, but the Rabbanon, in fact, that I is Shait Chayev and Chayev. Chotze is the Chayev. One of the 6 things that are Keveya is the Chotze. So what will the Rambam?
Midraisa.
Midraisa, yeah. Okay, so it's the reason for a bias is the Raisa. That's right. The reason for a bias is the Raisa. Who didn't have Chotze? Okay, so B'chok is showing him in what? 6 things, right? Right. Well, one of the 6 things is Chotze. But Chotze Shetach before, so she's screaming over here. What will the Rambam? What will the Rambam? Zuk the Kesser Mishnah, and it's really very interesting. Why is the Rambam say Yirali? Because no Mefurish Gemara. You don't have any Mefurish Gemara. How do I know you don't have a Mefurish Gemara? Because the Rambam says Yirali. If you had a Gemara, the Rambam would say Yirali. So often a Gemara, right? That's often a Safri. It's often a Sefta. So we're exactly. Where did the Rambam take this from? What's the Yirali? He's not Megala to us where his Ra'is are and what his Fakis are. This is the Chamoyedik Abed, the Machon Bashtayin, and it's the Moyedik Din over here. Zuk the Kesser Mishnah. So everybody's here, obviously, everybody's here on the Rambam arrived. So the ganze Welt door. I mean, the Welt that counts, let's put it like that. The world that counts is the Chavegesh door from the Gemara door. Din, sagt the Kesser Mishnah so. Din Taina Haimedes B'chotze is Peri Gimel the Meises Mishnah Ches. So here kick it by so Peri Gimel Mishnah Ches. That's Taf Kof Tes, my name. Taf Kof Tes. In the middle of the Omid. Kof Tes Amid Aleph. Taina Shu Haimedes B'chotze V'noite L'ginot. Okay, we spent a lot of time on this. So we understood this Gemara. What are we talking about? You have a chotze. A chotze, the chiyus b'nei habayis, and that's chayiv, it's kibei the maises. However, it's hanging over into a gun, and the gun is not kibei the maises. You go bust the knife is outside, so it's potter. The med is beginning with the chotze, faket. If it's in a ginner standing, the taina is standing, the fig tree is standing in the ginner. The night to the chotze and is hanging over to the chotze. It's chayiv. So on and so forth. All the tears. So chayiv. This Shaton Rabbi Isai with the dinam of soda and not soda. Why is the Kesser Mishnah bringing this into this? Look, the Kesser Mishnah. Didn't Taina Med Bechotze Bepei Gimel the Mises, because of Azeh Haravid, and that's the Choyre that the Rambam, what the Rambam is bringing. Take a look. V'yira, I mean, V'yira Lishu Chai B'Maises B'Devrayim. Why do we say that an Ilon, which is in a bias, is Potem and a Maises only B'Deraisim B'Derabbanan, and an Ilon, which is Gavaksin and a Soda, which we learned yesterday, Shaitak Dotan, that it's Potem because it's not a Soda. Of them, look the Rambam that it's Chai B'Derabbanan. Der Gemara von Afkof Test. Was steht dort? Hier Lishu Chai B'Maisim B'Devrayim Sharei Te'ena Ha'Imedes B'Chotze. A fig tree standing in the Chotze is Chai V'Laisa Periseum Im Osum Achas. What does this mean? We say that that's Midrabbanan. We steht the Gemara. We learned the whole Gemara. Ich kann nicht sehen, wie es steht dort zu Midrabbanan. But the Rambam zukt, hier ist der Rabbanan. Zukt auf dem, the Kesem Mishnah, because of a Haravid, Loi literally came by Gemara de Maises, Shalnechel Kurim Kibbur Rabbanan. Mir gefällt nicht der Pshat von der Rambam to say that Gemara on Daf Test is talking about a Machlekes of Kibbur Rabbanan. If you go back to the Noi, if it not goes to the Noi, that this is a Dimah de Rabbanan. Machlekes Zehu B'Pei Kama de Maises, Yirushalmi, V'kom Allah Zara B'chuv, in the Gemara, now he brings our Gemara, Zara B'chuv via Shlish. V'sichach HaGabov, Adaita B'Kibbur, at the Sefer Chai. You go back to the Shlish Rishon. Adaita the Rabbanan, Sefer Potter. So the Sefer means Potter, you're Potter, and that's the law on the Rambam, that you go back to the Vot, the Sefer is Potter, because now it has a Schach and Gabov. Adaita Rabbanan, the Sefer Potter. Zora Bebayis. If you was Zereya Bebayis, we have end of our Gemara, we have a Schach Adaita B'Kibbur at the Sefer Potter, Adaita Rabbanan with the Sefer Chayiv, Mashma look the Kesem Mishnah, and our Gemara, then when it says the Divrei HaKoil Zora Bebayis is Potter. That's how we learned Pshat the Gemara yesterday, right? Put into the bias, not soda. House is not a soda, maybe you put it. And what does it mean? Umashma l'arayvid, hainu loime, the happened to rain pot. People learn the Gemara. Didn't we learn like that? Potter? Potter means you potter. It doesn't say anything about the Rabbanon. If it would say something about the Rabbanon, so it would say so. It doesn't say. It means the potter with the rain. It's potter. It doesn't potter the Gamri mashma, right? So we the Rambam Genimin that it should be with the Rabbanon. Where did the Rambam take this from? Any day, as like the Kesem Mishnah, my Raya maybe Misham. Look at them the Kesem Mishnah. So this is the Rabbit's Kasha. The Rabbit is asking, we have enough in the Gemara. The Gemara said Potter. The Potter doesn't say anything that you chayim with the Rabbanon. All of a sudden the Rambam is coming and say, you me the Rabbanon. Look at them the Rabbit. Any day, my Raya maybe Misham. The Pshita the Ikil Mitchi B'Loime. Look at them the Kesem Mishnah. Well, the Rabbit is bringing a knife in our Gemara that it's Potter. Means Potter the Gamri. Ma'echetesa. So I come upon the could be Agamara is only talking Midrashim and how does the Ravid know for Agamara that Potter means the Gam? Because the Ravid can't say Potter doesn't mean the Gam. Maybe there's some place at the Sefta, Egis V do that I'm going to talk about Egis Amakor to say it's Midrabona. Well, it's not mashma. He found some place. He has a reason to say Yidali to say Midrabona. So look at the Kesem Mishnah. There's no raya from the Gemara in the Gemara to the Rabbit's Taina and the Rambam because the Gemara is not mufurish. Gemara doesn't say anything. Potter means Potter. Maybe it's only the Raisa. Umasha kosev araya shehevi mechotze ene klum. The Rambam would bring a raya from the din of mechotze. Ene klum. The chotze shenita oiniza to be forget. We have a chotze. Chotze means it's a yard, a backyard, and a backyard is nishkan soda. However, Shenoto or Sheniza Hainu Soda. Why do you say this over there? You have a chotze, and you take this chotze and you plant it. It could be Niza Soda. Hainu Soda. Tam mit gesehen du sham in per give the meister loch yud. Allah the hu taina she chotze euch achas apote bim sir chayiv taner bechem chotze this agama. We learned this gemara here. Is chotze shu neder sarei kigina euchlum besoiche arai. Has been like a guinea, you can eat it in the arai, but you can't eat it because it has midrabanan, has the ordin of chotze. So okay, so this is the machlokes over here. The Rambam and the Ravid really is the Ravid is coming with many tinies on the Rambam. Where did the Rambam take? And even the Kesem Mishnah, right, who is defending the Rambam here. And saying there's no raya to the Ravid that it's not midrabanan, he's not bringing any place where it says that it's takiyom midrabanan. The Benkdanish, he's just saying that the Ravid is tying up for Rambam. It's shkarai because it doesn't say here in our Gemara that you put midrabanan also. So it could be it is chai midrabanan, but he's not explaining what's the Yideli? For what's that man wegstellen aan Yideli? That should be Chaim Midrabah. What is the swar to say that Yideli should Chaim Midrabah?
Rambam holds Chosses Kaveh Midraisa?
Chotze, I think, yeah. Oh, it's one of the 6 things. Trumas, yeah.
Dalit Hay. My poem says it's a Dalit Hay.
Dalit Hay in Maisa?
Yeah. Rambam Shitosa.
Lashon Gemara Deraisa. After Chotzer Deraisa Kavaras.
Yeah. How do you go? Dalit Hay in Maisa?
Yeah. Dalit Hay. Oh, Dalit Bay.
Dalit Bay. No.
Dalit Days.
Dalit Bay. Maisa?
Yeah.
En like when I tell you, it's a table. Geen eigen peesje dat er ligt in de zoek. No, this is the Tucson over there in the McCombs staff Tucson. Asco didn't do it. Asco just reprinted it in Fatik. You know, they don't do something that's not there's no rice. What the hell does that? You can't trust anybody. I forgot that Rebbe used to say from this name. He used to say that when you're allowed to be an Apokoyis, Toys is bring the Gemara, don't have to listen. Go look at the Gemara yourself. No, this is Gemara. He made the Bechotz of Benoit to the Ghana. Harei ze oich v'menu begana v'kedake kilo he's in the two beginner. He's in the two beginner. Benoit to the Chotz. Beginner Bechotz is sheni oich. Okay, listen to this. Listen to the boy said. How is Reb Chaim learns the Gemara? Reb Chaim Zechain Levacha. Moedik. Perek Alf Halacha Yud. This is our Rambam. How does Reb Chaim? He says like this. Even Shanot in the Rambam. You know this is about. Look at Reb Chaim. B'sech habayis. Ava b'netu b'chotze oyel agag. Chotze and agag is Chaim and Torah. Rag b'sech habayis. What's the problem with the bayis? Sheminei es hageshem. Because you think if a bayis is potter, so if it's on the roof, it's also part of the bayis, right? The roof is part of the bayis. It's on potter. Look the name. The gag is chayiv. Why is the gag chayiv and the bayis is potter? Look the azay. Rag b'sech habayis sheminei es hageshem. V'ruach v'atal. V'ashemesh, Dafka, if you have a roof, inside the house, you don't have Geshem, Tal, and Shemesh. V'ein zeh der gibel hativi potra Torah. That's when you put only there, but not anywhere else. So I was thinking, we the prime genem. Where the prime take this from? The bias means only inside where you don't have where there's no rain, and there's no dew, and there's no Shemesh. We this genem. I think he took it from the Gemara. We said in the Gemara because Gemara says you put in a chuva. Chuva is no windows, no walls. That's a brachon shtiv, yeah. Gans is a brachon. It's a haunted house. All of a sudden you put on schach on top, schach agabu. You put up the roof on top. That's a dimbais. A dimbais. We can't touch shlufen. We cannot voin it. Zedem, mimota. It's a crack the place, right? You put up the roof on it. Shoin genig. That's its dimbais. Yeah, because the Chaim is learning from there. That stops the rain. Put a roof on, there's no rain coming in. Somehow, I mean, it's coming from the walls, whatever, but there's no rain. The wind is still blowing, but there's no geshem, and there's no tal. And there's no shemesh, because the roof is a schach on top. So terchaim, that means that it's put. That takes off the din of soda.
That's the Lashon of Chaim Knesset.
All right, from Chaim Knesset and Derech Hamuna, Samach Tes.
You need motor and
No.
tal, and that's
B'soich habayis yipote, Dr. Rambam, av netuah b'chotze, oyal agag, Chaye me'atoyre v'rak mishum habayis sheminei es hageshem v'ruch v'atal.
which Lashon? This is the Chaim.
Derech Hamuna, yeah, Chaim's Lashon. So that's
There's a road that was mounted here by the tractors. Underneath the tractors, you called out Techabayis. I've just heard about it. So the other very controversial. Just heard about it. He said Mishkin Rov.
Mishkan what?
Mishkin Rov again.
Mishkan Rov.
Losses chashivas from that swallow.
Mark Nachamo. He said the what?
Under a tractor.
Under a tractor, where the driver sits, where the bias is, where the driver sits.
It's something that the
So
tractor
bias. So you want to say that's not really spare bias.
Yeah. So even in the soda, so the fruits that go underneath that area, that's called bias.
That is bias.
That's bias. So it stems always saying because you still have towel and this.
Okay. Okay.
Right, so that face. That's kaf means that.
Zeramimota. That's why he's not. That's what I'm saying. That's where Chaim took it from. Chaim doesn't bring here a psaraya. He's just saying zukta, so they push. So it's bottom in mices. Who are them truma? Oh, abu b'chala chayiv. So we soon see the Gemara says that what? The Gemara says that abu b'chala came machlekes, right? So this doesn't stem exactly what the Chaim is saying here. There's a big problem here with the challah. That's not today's problem. That's going to be Sunday's problem. The Abba Challah, the Chaim, is chayiv. The loigora mi peides tukso shenechnas to so v'vinishish tachas agag. Okay, this is a no. Okay, hayoytza soda ubayis loimikri soda. The Chaim. This is all in Derech Hamur. That's Ayin Aleph. But dafke shenutu bebayis. Avu to bechutz v'noifen nechnas lebayis is chayiv. Gama peides shebenoi b'maisem ha'aytalim. That's not the Raiva. The Raiva is tiny. That's the same Gemara. Now, them zok the Rambam that's the Yirli mit Devrayim, that's Chaim mit Devrayim. This Gemara, the Chaim mit the Rabbanon, even though it's Toich Abayis and it's not a Soda, zok the Rambam, Chaim mit the Rabbanon, but that is Raivid the Gam mit the Rabbanon pot. That's what Chaim brings. Sherei Teina Kavonas Rabbeinu. Here you come to the goyiness of Chaim. We eat the Rambam Genim. So Kavonas Rabbeinu. Who's he quoting here? Let's see. Chazanish. Yeah, who else? Chazanish, Meiser, Simon, Zion, Steve Cotton. I didn't have a chance to look at it. Look, that's right. Kavonas Rabbeinu. Tloitikshi. She'im hevi es ha'peiris der gaga is lebayis moed lekabayis. You listen to this. You bring in the peiris. What's the problem over here with the bayis? The bayis is the chayis kaveya. Don't forget the bayis is kaveya with the raisa. That's the reason for bayis, and you're telling me that a bayis is potter, right? So that's part of the problem in this Gemara. So Kavonas Rabbeinu loitikshir she'im hevi es ha'peiris der gaga is lebayis is potter mitrumas ha'maisis. Going to come on peg dalid. Shum she'ein kan riz pnei habayis so lachnas der bayis der chashar. It's got to come in normally through the bayis, through the shah, through the main gate, through the main door. In kain, zok the kan shegidul bebayis atzmoi harei lo lachnas der chashar. The choyre it was nisgadol in the house, and it will go through there. Didn't go through der chashar. So you put this. What's the Rambam saying over here is midrabanan. It doesn't go through Derech Hashar, you put it in Gansen. So it doesn't say Yechai Midrabanan. It goes Derech Hagagas, you put it. Well, Zeh, Rabbi Nirayah, Shezeh, Loi Mikri Knisa Derech Hagagas. He's saying that the Rambam is saying that that's not called, if you bring it in through the Gag into the house, that's put it. Okay, put it off of Midrabanan. If you grow it in the house, that's not considered that you brought it in through the windows, through the Gag. That's okay. Midrabanan. Kim should go to Sham. You planted it into the house. That could be yochayev. That's midrabanan. But listen to the chap. He's explained that the Ram doesn't say an inkling where he's coming from. I'm the Guanish.
The house was there before the tree.
Yeah. Look at the Ram. The Ram says he was there in the house. In the house. The house is there. And he's saying that that's not considered der gagas, and der gagas we put. Zeh hevi Rabbeinu Nirayah der lo mikri knisa der gagas. Ki v'shegodol sham shehem mitzinu lekama peg dal lokat ezvov. Teina ha'imedus b'chotze. Also lecha perisel. Shnayim b'li ma'aser the chotze keveya. We know the chotze is keveya. That's one shitta that holds the chotze is keveya, and this is considered alma the b'zeh should gilu b'chotze atzmoi. Ein b'zeh chasonin shoriyas pnei ha'chotze der chashar. Why? Because it was planted into the chotze. Shreigama chotze tzor dafka shiachnas derech hashar. You want to pot it has to go in with the gag. But if it goes in derech hashar, you chayiv. V'im hichas shloi derech hashar. Okay. This is ein zach. Zweite zach. This is an interesting zach.
That's the yearly that if it grows in the house,
it's chayiv. Because not considered shloi derech gag. Shloi if you bring it through the gag. it's potter, right? Because it's that's often the Gemaras. Many Gemaras in the Bible, in the Shami, you can bring a derech gagas, you're potter. But this is not derech gagas. So if it's not derech gagas, the Gemara only says that you potter when it goes derech gagas. The Gemara only says derech gag. What if you planted it there? You planted it inside the house. You didn't go derech hasham. In other words, the vote is in order to take it out of the din of Riyas Pnei Abayis, Mrs. Kimen door the dach. It has to come in shloike derech knisasa. It has to come in through the roof. But if you plant it there, there's no reason to come into the door. It's not shloike derech. It's not a plant. So that's considered Riyas Pnei Abayis, and that's Chayim B'Drabon.
Maybe it's Chayim B'Drabon. Where did it say that's?
Maybe it says
It is Patur Chayim.
Says B'Drabon.
It's only I don't know. I was explaining why I would have thought that it was why I would have thought that it would have been Chayim in the rest.
What's up with the
No, it's not the rest. It would have been Chayim in the rest. Lulay there's a Lulay the
Why does it have
Torah.
to be Chayiv?
Lulay the Chiddush of the
Where did
Rambam.
it say Chayim B'Drabon?
Rambam
How do you
says.
know L'maisir Chayiv?
The Rambam says. Yirli shehu Chayim b'Ma'asim Midivrei.
Why? Why is Chayiv B'Drabon?
Why is it Chayim B'Drabon? He say, okay.
It never
First
says
of all,
It says, what's
first the issue is Chaim is saying. I didn't see the. He's saying the problem is it should be derech gagas. If it comes to derech gagas, it's potter and gans. Huh? But that's there's many gemaras that say about it, right? So he's saying this is not considered derech gagas. Ibal is not considered derech gagas. So maybe it's Chaim B'Drabon.
What? Not Riyas Pnei Abayis also.
Oh, that's the. Ibal is not Riyas Pnei Abayis. Can the actually can't be. But the Ram says a different word.
No, but the Chazon should not say that.
The Ram is not busy. He's busy like this. First of all, it's not a soda, right? Okay. But you have another. It's not a soda. You're potter. Now you have a different problem. You have Riyas Pnei Abayis. If you have Riyas Pnei Abayis, the Choy should be Chayim B'Daraisa. So you say no, it doesn't come in through the Shah. The Baal doesn't come through the Shah. So maybe B'Daraisa you don't have. You have it only B'Darabah. That L'Choy is the Cheshbon. I have to see in the Chazon Ish, but that L'Choy is the Cheshbon of the Rabbah. Lachamon. Riyas Pnei Abayis is Chayim B'Daraisa. This didn't come in through the house because it didn't. If it were coming through the gag, it's potter. It would be in Gansen potter. Now you planted it inside. So you planted it inside. Kled the Rambam Asovik Ken Zayin. You planted it inside. You don't have the chassan of the gagas. It didn't come in through the gagas. And if you didn't come through the gag, but it thought there's a Riyas Pnei Abayis. So Mele looked at Rambam Mich Mayin that this is Chayim B'Drabon. Without a Gemara, just deducing from here and from there. You should have a Gemara to sell me Chayim B'Drabon. In other words, the Chamum Chayiv you B'Drabon on a tea inside the house. That's the Chayiv. But one more thing.
Not really
Right, it's not.
That's why you're not Chayim B'Drabon. That's only Yideli, but that's only B'Drabon. This is super gun. This again. If it's the Rabbanon, it has to be somewhere where the Chum said it's Chayim B'Drabon.
Because you see, there are things that are Chayim B'Drabon.
A lot of things. Yeah, but not this.
So,
this is something new.
Good, but we see it does as a
it's a lot.
when there's no real Riyas Pnei Abayis.
Yeah.
Pot and Gansen you can't say over here because it didn't come through the guns.
Why can't you?
No, he has a special one.
That's only their guns is pot and Gansen.
Yeah.
It's a meal.
But not that. It's not this. It's not that. It's a new creature.
One more thing, Rabbi, before you go. I don't want to forget to mention this. This is very interesting. Via le'echel b'roish gagay v'shokach v'chnisa l'toich chotzeh chaveda nikva do lo yoicha ad shiyaseh. Chotzeh shu nederes. Yudal. Peg dal yudal. Chotzeh